Drew McIntyre is on a tear, and he's being driven by the huge problem he has with the reception Jey Uso has received on Raw after everything he's done, but perhaps has an even bigger problem with the man who brought him here. And he has everyone questioning his integrity after stating he wants Seth Rollins at 100% for the world title at Crown Jewel, yet stands idly by and watches Seth get beaten down again by Judgment Day. This time after Seth helped Cody and Jey retain their tag team titles. And it's Cody himself who steps in to confront him. It's a frosty encounter, and even Jey Uso himself gets involved. He wants to prove he's a changed man, which Drew doesn't believe, which only makes things worse. And it's so tense, it's looking like it could finally be the moment Drew snaps, but he holds his nerve. He needs to head to Crown Jewel first to try and get back to the top of the mountain, but that doesn't mean he's anywhere near done with Jey or Cody, who have still vowed to have his back. And while Rollins isn't as close to 100% as he could be because of the way Drew McIntyre has ignored the beatings, it seems to be what he wanted. He's ready to fight anyone, anywhere. They lay it all on the line, both mentally and physically. They both fly off at each other. Rollins lands a knee and McIntyre a claymore, and they're both down. It's a complete stalemate. Priest is gonna do it. He's been teasing it, but this must be the time. But before he can slide in the ring, it's Cody who cuts him off. They start fighting, and now Dominic is at ringside on the other side. He gets on the apron, but Jey is there and pulls him down, and he delivers a super kick to Dominic. But the referee is trying to get order, and he doesn't see that Finn Balor is still in contention. He flies off, tries a coup de grace, but Drew moves. Jey sees this, slides in, throws a super kick at Finn, but he moves, and he collects Drew. Finn takes out Jey over the top rope, and now Rollins has recovered, and Drew is a victim of a stomp. It's a huge shocker, but it's also the final straw for Drew McIntyre, who is seething. Drew hauls off and goes on a rampage. He drills Finn with a claymore. He drills Dominic with one as well. He nails Seth Rollins, and he's taking no prisoners. Drew has completely lost it. Now he's face to face with Cody, and more importantly Jey. And he barely even hesitates and smashes Jey across the jaw with a claymore of his own. And he looks Cody dead in the eye and says, "You better fix this mess, or I'll be scraping your face off my boot as well." McIntyre storms off, bodies laying everywhere. It's scorched earth. Cody helps up Jey, and they leave together. No one left standing, except for one. It's a dark day, but Cody is here and he wants to try and fix the situation. He isn't trying to drive a wedge, he wants to unite. And he invites Jey Uso out, and he has a very difficult proposition. He asks him to apologize. Jey, listen, I know this is not an easy thing for you to do, and I'm not asking you to apologize to me. I've forgiven you. I can see you've changed. Hell, you even turned Kevin Owens around. And I think that speaks volumes. I'm asking you to apologize to Drew. Us, I was out there to help you, man. I wasn't out there to screw you over like that. That life is behind me. I left SmackDown to get away from all that. I left SmackDown to get away from my family. I wanted to prove to everyone that I'm a changed man. And to show you how serious I am about that, I want to say sorry, Us. Sorry for everything. And I'm not just talking about Crown Jewel. For the person I was when you were fighting Roman. For the person I was when I was in the bloodline. I promise you, I'm different. I'm sorry. Incredibly tough words for Jey to have to say. But he truly is reformed. He truly is sorry. And Drew is mulling it over and says, "You know what? I believe you. I accept. And Cody is so relieved, he says, "Great, now we can all get along. Second chances are what it's all about." But Drew intervenes and says, "I accept, but what you said was a load of bullshit." Drew headbutts Jay, and now Cody is face to face with Drew, and he's saying, "What the hell are you doing? What the hell is wrong with you?" But Drew doesn't flinch. He just looks Cody dead in the eye again and says, "When he wakes up, tell him he can shove his apology right where you should shove it, Cody. But make sure you tell him this as well. I'll see his ass at Survivor Series. And oh, by the way, next week, I've got a big surprise for you as well. Be ready." Drew is cold as ice, and Cody is on notice. But he and Jay have to refocus immediately on defending their tag team championships later in the week on SmackDown when they face A-Town Down Under. And it's another absolute banger. Both teams are absolutely on fire, but Waller is consistently trying to cheat, and it's frustrating Cody. He wants a fair fight, and they're arguing on the outside. Theory, in the ring, throws Jay to the outside, and he's looking to hit a dive. But before he can, Drew McIntyre leaps over the barricade and nails Jay with a claymore once again. The referee didn't see it because he was trying to separate Cody and Waller. But as the referee spins around to look back in the ring, Waller hits Cody with a low blow, and Waller rolls in, nails him with the Rolling Thunder Stunner, and Theory then picks him up, shrouded in booze, and hits A-Town down. And we have new tag team champions. The crowd hates this. A-Town Down Under bathes in their moment though. They couldn't be more proud. Drew makes sure that Jay feels what it's like to be cost a championship, and it burns deep. And it's violent backstage on Raw before the show even goes on the air the next week. Drew and Jay are embroiled in a wild fight out the back. It's out of control. It's all spilled over. The torment of the bloodline that Drew had to go through is unforgivable for him. They fight all the way through backstage, and as the show goes on the air, they're seen fighting through the crowd. And they fight all the way to ringside. And we then see Cody come running out, and he slides in the ring to separate them both, and he's standing with his back to Drew, and Drew takes the opportunity to give him his surprise. Ah, here he is, the Messiah, Mr. Fix-It, huh? Well, how about this, Cody? I'm gonna fix this little problem myself, because I've got a challenge for your boy if he has the balls. But it's gonna impact you as well, big man. We're fighting at Survivor Series, and I want to see if he can survive on this brand. If you lose, Jay, your ass goes back to SmackDown. And Cody's little plan to get back to your cousin goes up in smoke. It's a huge challenge, and it really gets the attention of Cody. He was long tipped as the one to be replacing Jay on SmackDown, and as Jay thinks about it, Cody is clearly conflicted. This could be a major roadblock in Cody finishing the story, which is his ultimate goal. So what will Jay's answer be? Your Honors, you want me to leave? Make me. Cody looks uneasy. He knows what's on the line for him personally, but not only that, for Jay. But if he wants to stay on Raw, he's going to have to fight. And he and Drew do just that. They tear each other apart completely. Jay is flying all over the ring to try and take out Drew. He knows that he needs to go to another level to try and stop the Scottish psychopath, because he is ruthless. He's only out for himself, and he's only out to end this little Jey Uso experiment. It's getting real ugly, but it gets even uglier because Drew starts to assert himself in a big way. He's got Jay battered and bruised. He's practically finished him off, continuously just hammer fisting away, continuously throwing right and left hands to the skull. The referee is threatening to call the match off. He needs Jay to defend himself. The crowd is booing Drew out of the building. They want to see Jay stay on Raw. They're telling Drew to stop, but he won't. He's seeing red, but now he's also seeing Cody Rhodes. Rhodes runs down and he's trying to motivate Jay to fight, but Drew sits him up with with a bloodied face, and now he's talking to Cody saying, throw in the towel. Look after your friend, Cody. Prove that this isn't all about you. He's done. I'm going to end his career unless you call the match and end his pain. Cody has to decide. Does he rally Jay to try and win the match? Or does he call the match and end his chances of going to SmackDown to finish the story? Cody did it. He threw the towel in. The referee stops the match. Drew McIntyre wins, and Jay is forced to go back to SmackDown, which means Cody is forced to stay on Raw. The story has taken a twist, and the story has hit a giant Scottish roadblock. And the next episode of Raw is just that. It's raw, it's emotional, and it's Cody talking about the disappointment. I didn't get the chance after the show, and I haven't seen him since, but Jay, I need to apologize to you now. But you asked me if I was in it for me or if I was in it for you, and I needed to save you from yourself because I know you wouldn't have quit. So I had to make a decision. Oh, here he is again. The Messiah. You played right into my hands, Cody. I knew the big noble American hero wouldn't allow poor little suffering Jay to be killed. But it killed you inside, didn't it, Cody? There's a part of you that knows your little plan fell apart, and the only reason you brought Jay here was so you could get to Roman, but now you realize that fairy tales aren't real, but the Scottish nightmare is. Drew runs at Cody. He looks for a claymore, but he moves, and Cody manages to hit a crossroads in retaliation. And then he dips out of the ring, and the American Nightmare is no longer messing around. Drew is up quite quickly after the crossroads as well, and he is fuming. He's pacing around like a caged lion, and it's now that Rhodes starts to realize just what he's in for. Because Drew takes it all out on his opponent the next week, and it's absolutely brutal. Just like he did to Jay, hammering away constantly, unrelenting. And the referee is about to call the match again when we see Cody Rhodes come out and he's telling Drew to stop. And McIntyre says, make me. Throw in the towel, Cody. Be the Messiah. Be the martyr. Be Caesar. Be the hero. Because that's what you are, right? The all-American hero. Well, how about you be the hero that everyone always wanted me to be and see how far that gets you? Cody slides in the ring and they start fighting again. The match gets thrown out and Drew has properly gotten under the skin of Cody. Cody looks for a crossroads, but Drew breaks out, and Drew once again looks for a claymore, but Rhodes avoids. He's avoided it this whole time. Rhodes is in pure survival mode, and while he's on the outside of the ring looking back at Drew, McIntyre says, you know, we aren't so different, Cody. We both left this place, went away, and got better. But what annoys me is you come back, and it's right back to the top. No questions asked. Whatever you say, they believe. You bring Jay to Raw, everyone thinks you're a hero. You want to know what I believe, Cody? I believe I'm the real face of this show. I believe that even though we both left and came back better, I came back the best. And I'm going to end the nightmare at the Royal Rumble and start a whole new one. Challenge laid and challenge accepted by Cody Rhodes, but not before he has some final parting words. And it's done in a setting we haven't really seen Cody in. He's feeling reflective, and he's standing in front of a projector, and he says, you've talked a lot about our histories. And you're right. Once upon a time, we were nothing. We were an afterthought. You were a skinny kid, backed by Vince McMahon himself, with all the promises in the world, and you failed. I was a skinny kid, the son of one of the greatest to ever do it, and I failed. But then, something magical happened, Drew. We both left. We leveled up our game, and we came back stronger. The difference between us is I used it for good. I used it to spread a positive message, and most importantly, take my second chance and give others the same respect. You used it to inflict pain and inflict suffering. Well, at the Royal Rumble, we will find out. We'll find out which one of us has come back truly better. My father said when I was younger that hard times breed better men. And I'm sure as hell a better man than you. Cody's dream of finishing the story has hit a Scottish roadblock and the fight is on. Who is the real face of Raw? Who left and came back better? Is it Cody, the man who came back with all the fanfare, all the highest praise? Or Drew, who was always looked to save everyone else, but now he's just in it for himself and he's out to prove a point that he is the man in WWE. They lay it all on the line and hit each other with their full arsenal. But Drew still can't find the elusive Claymore. Cody knows it's curtains if he does. Cody flies off looking for a Cody cutter, but he misses, and Drew takes the chance to deliver a devastating Glasgow kiss, and it busts Cody open the hard way. It's a huge turning point in the match, because this is where Drew goes to work. He smelt blood, but now he can see it and feel it in his hands, and he's hammering Cody, just like the rest. And the crowd are trying to boo him out of the building. They want Cody to fight back, but he's struggling. And again, while Drew is seeing red, we see Jey Uso. He runs down to try and motivate Cody this time, but Drew again sits up Cody and starts talking to Jey. Throw in the towel, Jey. Go on, do it for your precious friend, the man you screwed over in the biggest match of his life. Do it again. Finish him off again, Jey. This is who you are. You ruin everything. Ruin this for him. Screw him out of this match as well. What is Jey gonna do? Well, he doesn't get the chance to decide because Drew nails him with a Claymore in the apron. But Cody's back up. He grabs him, tries to hit the crossroads. This time it lands. 1, 2, no! Drew McIntyre kicks out. This McIntyre is different. He's evolved. He's a ruthless beast. Cody tries again, but he breaks free and then finally nails the elusive Claymore. Drew McIntyre pins Rhodes and gets the win. He's exorcised the demons of the bloodline. He's proven that he can be the true face of Raw. And most importantly, he's done it all on his own. The Scottish Beast is back in business. And it shows you should learn to walk alone because it makes you stronger.